Hi there! Hi chat, and welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight we're gonna have a listen to Hades 2 soundtrack. And we're gonna experience some tracks from Hades 2 and maybe analyze a bit, have a chat, have a chit chat, and listen in on the songs. So for those of you that don't know about Hades 2, it's an action with a little bit of RPG elements. So it's basically like an action shooter battle roguelike game. Say hi in the chat, and we're gonna get going as soon as I have everything set up here. In tradition, we're beginning with one of my own tracks. This is Chambers of Admantius. Cheers! Right, so that was Chamber of Admantius from Diabolical Lilith Part 2. By the way, I'm Mattias, and like you, I enjoy game and music and soundtracks. So let's dive into Hades 2 and listen to the first track here, Death to Chronos. Yeah, badass. It really sounds like a mixture of different musical genres and musical styles. I can definitely hear maybe some Nine Inch Nails kind of inspiration in those sharp white noise hi-hats. I guess it's made out of noise because it doesn't sound like real hi-hats. And then we have the obvious heavy guitars rhythms there, which is kind of cool. And I think that if I'm not wrong, it's like Phrygian dominant scale that the composition circles around. So it's a lot of C in the bass, but then we have that I think that's the scale anyway, so C, Phrygian dominant. Let's continue listening here. Really love it when we get those chord changes. I guess it sounds like some kind of Greek guitar instrument that strums in the background. And actually, now that I've been listening, we did a reaction video on the Ark Raiders soundtrack. Although Ark Raiders is much more of like a modern futuristic kind of soundtrack, or almost like synthwave too. It draws inspiration from like Evangelis, yeah, you know, like the Blade Runner, the old Blade Runner movie soundtrack, and like the Tron movie, and also Interstellar, obviously. And it has all these arpeggios. So at least the arpeggios here in Death to Chronos reminds me a little bit, just a little bit of the Ark Raiders soundtrack too. But maybe it's just because of like the arpeggios that's played. But then this has a much more like unique color palette, if you will, because you have these like retro-sounding sci-fi sounds mixed in with the traditional instruments, like the guitars and everything. And also those sharp noise hi-hats, which definitely makes like the whole thing move towards like 9 Inch Nails in some ways. This is really like ballsy kind of soundtrack. Really love it so far. Right, so that was Death to Chronos. Really cool track to begin the stream with. Volsling, hi there, Hjälte, welcome to the live stream. And if we have new people in here, definitely say hi in the chat. We don't bite. This is so confusing. I was just about to play Hades 2, and came here from the main menu to check for interesting videos first. Why? Thank you. That's really great. So you get to hear some music from Hades 2 before you dive into the play. That's awesome. So it's the first time you play Hades 2 or long time player? New people. Yeah, but new people to the stream. New people to the channel. Almost 50. Yeah, same here. Soon there. Yeah, it's quite a storm here in Sweden, where I'm broadcasting from. Past the epilogue of Hades 2. Nice. Okay, so let's continue with the next track, Edge of Erebus. And I'm sorry here for playing a little bit piano on top of the track, but I've said it many times in my live streams and reaction videos here. If I hear a melody that I like that one, or if I hear some chords and sounds that inspire me, I'm gonna fire away and I'm gonna improvise to the track. That's just how it is with my channel. Right, so next up, Edge of Erebus. Yeah, what a cool mixture of sounds. Again, I think it's like a bouzouki, or bouzouki, that's like a Greek instrument, because obviously it's a Greek mythology game that circles around Greek mythology. So I guess they're using the Greek bouzouki. It's like a guitar instrument. It has a little bit of like a sharper tone than your regular acoustic guitar, or so really, really cool sound mixture. Really love it. It has a really crisp sound. Yeah, definitely hear some bouzouki in there, and I think they're also using like a theremin of some kind. It's that like a typical Doctor Who sci-fi sound, that whistling above. Do, do, do. Yeah, it's really lovely to hear that they're featuring authentic Greek instruments in the soundtrack here, but it's a really like mixture in the source of sounds here, with those like futuristic. There's synth sounds in there. You can hear a lot circling around the bass riff, of course. But yeah, really lovely just to hear all the mixtures here. It almost sounds like this could be played in some kind of like a futuristic Greek tavern or something, with the hand claps and everything in the background. Drunk Greeks maybe, who knows? Stop it. I was just going to say that. It sounds like the composer. Just had to look him up here. It's called Darren Korb. And it definitely sounds like he's inspired, or at least listens to a lot of like progressive rock or progressive metal. I hear like Camel, Kiss influences and yeah, Dream Theater influences. And now when we get all the like full-on guitars here, we're home. It's a progressive rock track. Hi there, Julia. Welcome. Haha. Yeah, this definitely reminds me of actually one of Dream Theater's tracks, especially the build-up here and the drum programming. Sounds like taken straight off a Dream Theater track. Really cool. Yeah, just love that. It's really cool to hear influences in game music where they might have like gotten inspired by the tracks. May it be drum programming, melodies, or whatever. Love that scale too, especially for these type of tracks. Okay, so the first part of the track is for the general like area music, and then this second part, when we get the full-on guitars, that's the boss music. Okay, got it. Hi there, Julia. Hi there, Hjelte. K. Generia. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna get to a Coral Crown later on. I'll post the link to the actual soundtrack list that I'm listening to. Yeah, it's a lot of progressive rock in the music so far, especially like the scales. It's almost you can always hear those scales when like Symphony X solo or Dream Theater solos, Yngwie Malmsteen solos. Everybody loves to play that kind of scale to get a little bit of like evil sense of melodic vibe. But it's really cool to hear the bouzouki in the music too, to get more like a Mediterranean and Greek kind of flavor. Love that. Let's continue. Yeah, that was Edge of Erebus. And I have to say, this is definitely right up my alley. I mean, I've been playing progressive metal and progressive rock for so many years and been listening to like everything there is to listen to in this kind of genre, so I feel right at home with this music. Let me know how about you. But I really love this. Excellent soundtrack so far. It's not so much about like the melodies or like the harmonic stuff. It's more about the rhythmic stuff and a little bit of like interesting time signature changes and stuff. That's always the good stuff. And as you probably know, music always begins with rhythm. Rhythm first and then melody. Ever heard of Thick as a Brick? Just kidding. Yeah, definitely lively music in the Hades soundtrack so far. Not so much like the orchestral or typical cinematic soundtracks that we listen to here on my channel. Right, so as always, make sure if you're new in here, say hi in the chat and subscribe to the channel and also hit that join button if you like what I do here with the reaction videos on YouTube. We have some really interesting soundtracks coming up in 2026. We'll see, I think this might be the final stream for 2025. We're just a few days away from 2026, so. Oh, there is some cinematic stuff. Olivia Soystan, good to hear. Be interesting to get to those pieces. Played the first game, loved it. Music put in for hours. Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on Hades 1 and just a few clips from Hades 2. Haven't had time to check it out yet, but I mean, I love the music so far, so I'd probably play the game. You know how it is. When you like the music, you're gonna dive in. The orchestral stuff is sneaking up on you already. Da-da-da, we'll see about that. Next up, we have the Crossroads from Hades 2. Another track in G. Yeah, that's just how it is. Cheers. Crickets and frogs in the background. Too many games, too little time. Seagulls, I see you. I'm just in love with the mixture here to hear the bouzouki with the bass, the crunchy bass, and the really crisp drum programming. Just love this mixture. And with the theremin, it's totally unexpected. But I guess it's like trademark Hades. Sounds like they're using a diminished chord for the final chord. really refreshing to hear a soundtrack that breathes so much, just a few instruments. I talk about this all the time. I really also enjoy music where where they let the music breathe a lot and let the instruments breathe a lot. Like here when we only have like percussion and the bazooki and a lot of air in between the notes. It's always so lovely to hear air and space in the music. And it also gives you a lot of room for doing like build-ups and to build on the track, of course. Because if you begin with less, you can add much more stuff. Yeah, this is the part that I'm talking about. Just listen to the space. Just like some feedback guitar and just that light bazooki and the drum programming. Yeah, the theremin is really sweet. It really ties everything together. It's really cool when they do that with soundtracks. You often hear that they select maybe one or two or three instruments, and you always have those instruments in like every track. And that ties the knot of the sack or the whole like soundtrack, so it sounds coherent. Yeah, there was something more I was going to say about the sounds here. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit. It's almost like a lightweight or like a happy Diablo soundtrack, because if you ever heard like Diablo 1, Diablo 2. Where they used a lot of like 12-string guitar. It also has a very like crisp sound in the Diablo soundtrack, but obviously it's much darker and more brooding instrumentation in Diablo soundtrack. But this sounds like a lightweight version and like a more happy version or more colorful version of the Diablo soundtrack. And from looking at the images of Hades 2 and the design and the animations and all the colors in the cinematics and stuff, it's definitely like the right path in my opinion to go that way, to a more colorful soundtrack for such a colorful game. So that's also in my book a good design decision. Let me know what you think. Yeah, what a mysterious ending. The Crossroads from Hades 2. So in my book, so far, it's like a lightweight or a happier version of Diablo. But really love the mixture here of Greek instruments with more like a 9-inch nailish sounding drum programming and stuff. And also the progressive rock influences. Right, so next up we're gonna go to Lost Souls. Let's hear what that's like. Okay. More synths. Track is in F so far. Yeah! and the theremin goes wild. But as you can hear in the earlier part of this track, you still have the theremin, but further in the background, so you can have a more of like the bass riff and yeah, the melodic riff. I feel there's more like riffs to this soundtrack rather than like melodies, if you know what I mean, like guitar riff type of melodies rather than just plain melodies. It's more like riffing. Miguel, yeah. The theremin goes wild. Ching, indeed. Olobzone. Yeah, totally enjoying this soundtrack. I've heard a little bit of like progressive rock influences, and like I said, it feels like a happier Diablo kind of soundtrack. It's how I would imagine Diablo if it was more like colorful. But yeah, really love the bazooka in the tracks. Man, I love the trioles in the percussion there in the background. Back to 4/4. Alan Parson project, anyone? We're back to Dream Theater land again. Anyone recognize the Dream Theater inspirations here? At least I do. Okay, so I'm thinking here, because there's this witch element too that's supposed to be in Hades. Is that like to get the witch the witch part into the design of the music? Maybe it's that theremin that's supposed to give that witch vibe to the music. Because if we get rid of the theremin, and we just imagine for a second the music without the theremin, then it's like much more of just pure progressive rock tracks, or more of like not sci-fi or magical sounding, so to speak. Because yeah, you have the bouzouki, which leads you to the like a Greek mythology thing. But I guess they added the theremin to give it like a magical flavor and more of, or just a little bit, a touch of that witch flavor into the music. I'm just thinking out loud here, thinking how they thought about the sounds when they made this soundtrack, because I really like to dig into the thought process behind the elements in the music. May it be the harmony, may it be the sounds, the instruments, rhythms. Yeah, definitely Dream Theater inspired. So I guess that was the boss part of Lost Souls. Yeah. Indeed, love the track so far. Next up, we're gonna listen to a song, which is slightly shorter than the previous ones. This is only a 2-minute track. It's called Spider Silk. Now this is different. Definitely a witch kind of track, this one. Yes, I guess this is like a witch track, but it's really, you can definitely hear in this track how they tie this the sounds or the like sound universe together, because you still have like the theremin, and you also still, I mean, the track begins with this like orchestral pizzicato strings, but they could, I mean, they could definitely make this track totally with just like orchestral instruments, but then it would not sound within the same like sound universe for Hades 2. But then they tie everything together by using like programmed drums, or at least they're using some kind of drums in there. I don't know if it's played with, it's probably samples. But yeah, really cool fills in there though, although it might be programmed. But yeah, so that ties this track together with the rest of the soundtrack. You can definitely hear it's the same like sound universe. So that's a big plus. Okay, so that's the end of Spider Silk. The previous songs were combat music more as well, I think. This place, when you have to make a choice. Olivia Soistan. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it definitely sounds more of like a laid-back menu theme or something like that. But yeah, really cool to hear how it's tied together with the rest of the soundtrack, with using the drums again. And also using the theremin. I guess every track is gonna have the theremin to tie it to the soundtrack, and also the bazooka. But it's also interesting if you pay attention and listen closely to like the background of this track. You can also hear some like ambient sounds in the background, ambient noises, and that also gives a track a lot of replayability and yeah, a lot more like a dynamic flavor to the track, I think, that you add some kind of ambience. If you ever listen to like Imogen Heap or yeah, typical Imogen Heap track, she always uses some kind of like ambience in the background of the track. It may be just a recording of the garden, it may be a recording of the ocean waves or something like that, or a tavern. Who knows? Maybe record some frogs in the garden. But yeah, it gives the tracks a lot of like replayability, I think, and a lot of spread out things that accidentally happens in the background to a track. Just to keep it at a very low volume, like in this track. I think I'm going to rewind this a little bit so we can hear a little bit of that in the ambience background. It sounds like some weird animal or something in the background. Okay, so next up, Crossed Flames from Hades 2. It's really cool how they accent the different beats on the rhythm here. Also, again, a typical thing that you do in the progressive rock or progressive metal music to like it puts the listener a little bit off, and it's a little bit challenging to listen to if you're not used to this type of like rhythmical deviations or how to accent different parts of rhythms. But I think it's really interesting, and I really love when they do that in music, because it makes everything much more interesting. And here it's just a little bit, but definitely adds a little bit of taste and icing on the top of the cake. Yeah, just love the rhythm here. Just love it. Just love that rhythm. Dum 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 dum. Cross flames. It gives you a little bit of like a mysterious vibe, I think. The rhythm, the sounds. Boss. Yeah. Dream Theater. It must have been a dream come true for the composer to finally make use of progressive metal stuff in a soundtrack to a game. Really love that, and again, the Dream Theater influences are like very pronounced in this, especially like how the hi-hat is choked in this drum beat. It's like typical Mike Portnoy drumming. And again, Dream Theater vibes here. You can have you hear it's like a 7/8 time signature here also. It's a very uncommon in game soundtracks. You can definitely hear like 5/4 time signatures in some like battle themes and stuff, but it's very rare that you get the 7/8 even in modern. Like you never hear it in pop music and stuff, but definitely in progressive metal and progressive rock. Hi there, Lasers. Welcome to live stream. Yeah, happy to have you here tonight again. Yeah, I'm enjoying the soundtrack very much. It's right up my alley because I can hear a lot of like, I hear all the influences throughout this soundtrack. It's definitely Dream Theater inspired. Love the bouzouki and the Nine Inch Nails vibes in there. And yeah, the theremin throughout also adds a nice flavor to the soundtrack. Really cool instrumentation overall. But love the boss music here. It's just perfect. Yeah, so again, I guess the composer here is also like me a big fan of the drumming of Mike Portnoy, because I can hear Mike Portnoy drummings all over the place here in the drum programming. Definitely sounds like smaller details and stuff that typically Mike Portnoy, the drummer of Dream Theater, if you don't know about Mike Portnoy. Personally, I'm also a drummer, played on a lot of death metal and progressive metal albums back in the 90s. But I also play these days, but not as much as I did in the past. Vosling. I just had to fight souped up Erebus with this live running in the background because I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, happy to have you here. Glad you enjoyed the stream so far. Miguel. Yeah, Darren Korb. Yeah, the composer of Hades. Yeah, I really love that, like the boss music and also like the area music. I think it's a great soundtrack so far. Not from a melodic perspective, but as I mentioned, from the rhythmical perspective. Just love the vibe and also the sound selections. They blend very well together and makes for a very lush soundtrack. Okay, cool. Olivia, you're a drummer too, but I played punk music, like D-beat stuff, though. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe after the stream here we can take a listen to one of my own tracks from the progressive metal era. I have a band called Embracing, and if you want to hear my drumming, you can search for Rift. Embracing Rift. Right, so next up we're gonna listen to let's see here, Crossed Flames, Silver Sisters. Also very different vibe in this one, different flavor. what a relief. Really beautiful track, this one. Very different sound-wise to the previous tracks. But I really love this melody. It's in E minor. But it's a really, really cool thing to do here, Ian. Just love that. Again, these lush parts. Just love that. Yeah, what a great track, the Silver Sisters. Definitely different to the previous tracks, but still has a little bit of the same like sound atmosphere to some extent to the previous tracks. So we can still hear it's Hades too. But I'm trying to find out what kind of... it sounds very like magical. And I love how they made these different chord changes that really makes it sound like magical. Yeah, what a beautiful track, the Silver Sisters. So next up, we have Song of the Sirens. Also a long track, so I guess this is also going to be an area and boss track. We'll see. Thanks. Let's tickle the zombie. Thanks for joining in, AS. I just love the voice here. They basically found the perfect voice to sing this alluring song of the Sirens. Man, I just love this sound combination and the voice. That breathy voice. Na da dum dum. Na dum dum da dum. Maybe we'll do a cover. Opera cover. Yeah, I just love this type of mixture when you use when you have like the string sounds that's very like dry and upfront, and then you have the voice very far in the background. It's a really nice way of distincting sounds and to make everything sound like polished. To have some sounds that's very dry and then some sounds in the background. Yeah, the sirens are always singing from afar, alluring you down into the pits, into the depth of the ocean. No, don't be afraid. The pain wash away, da 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 da. Yeah, indeed. Come with me and rest your head. Come with me. Oh, love that. Really cool. Really cool detail there, Hjelte. Yeah, the boss is really cool in this area. They play the instruments, so if you kill the drummer, for example, the drums get muted in the music. Yeah, what a nice detail. Come with me. Come, rest your head. Don't you just die, I need you for the siren song tonight. Okay, cool. Hear my song. Yeah, wash away the pain. Wash away the pain. I love the end of that track. The Song of the Sirens, really cool track. Just love that. Like always, I get like super excited to play the game here, to hear how the tracks interact with the dynamics of the game. So would love to hear how this works in game, the different tracks. Visualizing an oasis and oil lamps. Yeah, what an alluring track. Lester reads, Carmagino, welcome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Ta-dam! We will try it out later on, but I'm playing too many games at the moment, as you probably know. Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and many others. Right, so next up, we are finally there. Coral Crown from Hades 2. Yeah, another banger.
Come, oh sailors, hear my music, echoing through sea and cold. Bring your holy to my harbor.
Now what's this? Is it Arch Enemy or something?
Join that teeming wrecks below. Down, down, king of bones with a coral crown. Drown, drown, save your breath 'cause tonight you're gonna drown. Gods and witches cannot tame me. Curses are my endless muse. All who hear me, prince or pauper, this shall be their final cruise. Down, down, king of bones with a coral crown. Drown, drown.
Just love the chorus here, and yeah, everything about this track. Again, it's like a harder version of the previous track, Song of the Sirens. Somehow, this reminds me a little bit of Sea of Lies. Not musically, but maybe it's just like the title and the vibe and these progressive rock influence or progressive metal influences. Sea of Lies, the band, Symphony X. Big fan. Cha-ching!
Save your breath 'cause tonight you're gonna drown. Come to me, my tasty morsels, always room for
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier on here, that it's very like riff-based music, and you can definitely hear that also here when we get like the melody played on the bass. And then we have the theremin echoing in the background, the theremin synth. Yeah, really cool track, this one, like a harder version of the Song of the Sirens. I really like both of these tracks. I think it's among the favorites here tonight, but yeah, I have some favorites earlier on too. Really cool track. Yeah, I do have, I did a reaction video to the Silk Song soundtrack, so if you want to check out my previous reaction videos similar to this one, tonight we're checking out Hades 2, but I did on a lot of other soundtracks like Bloodborne, we've done Silk Song, we've done Nier Automata, and many other games. Clair Obscure. So if you want to check those out, go to my YouTube homepage and just scroll down a bit, and there you'll find my playlist for these live reaction streams. And there's a whole set of them, so I highly advise you to follow that playlist too, so you don't miss out on any of these upcoming live reactions. Yeah, I really love that soundtrack. Maybe it's a little bit high. Yeah, Choral Chambers. Hope you enjoy that. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. But I like to share a little bit about my knowledge behind, because I'm a composer myself and I've composed games, composed music for several games. And yeah, I'd like to share my thoughts and a little bit of insight behind the composition process, and like I talked about earlier on, I like to look behind why are they using certain instruments, why are they using certain chord progressions or rhythmical flavors inside the music and stuff, and how it interplays with the game. But Hades 2 I haven't played yet, but we're still enjoying the soundtrack here. It's really cool to hear this for the first time. Really enjoy the instruments and the blend of these Greek instruments like the bouzouki and the Nine Inch Nails vibes and the progressive rock influences. And like I said, I hear tons of influences from Mike Portnoy, Dream Theater drummers, drum playing. Influenced a lot of the drum programming in the soundtrack. So next up we're going to listen to Time Cannot Be Stopped. Choral Chambers. Thanks. Tickle the zombie. Really enjoy how they have the bouzouki like the main focus instrument on this track finally, because in many of the previous tracks it's just been strumming and interplay and in unison with other melodic lead instruments. But it's really cool to hear it like up front in this track. And the bass, it's just so cool. Again, the rhythm changes are just insane and really lovely in this particular soundtrack. This is the Sightless Shepherd. Maybe I should have stopped there in the earlier one because it was only like a 14-second little snippet of music. Time cannot be stopped. But we're listening to Sightless Shepherd. But I'm lucky you can read the title of the track above here. And in Flora, do you normally listen to video game OSTs aside from the channel, and which ones? At the moment I'm listening a lot to like the Silksong soundtrack in the car, and also a little bit to Claire Obscure soundtrack. Really love some of those songs. They are just timeless. Like Alicia. Yeah. It's just a wonderful track. And Lumiere, obviously. Quite simple songs, but yeah, with the vocals and everything, with such a beautiful vocals on top of the track. It's just beautiful. And I also listen to a little bit of... what's the name of the track? Dead Stranding 2. Also a lot to the like Arcane soundtrack. Just love that song with Sting. And some like Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, there's a lot of different soundtracks that I listen to outside of these listening streams. Yeah, too many to mention for the Silksong soundtrack. Basically, every track has... Yeah, the Lace track, it's just made so... It's just magical from a rhythmical perspective. As a drummer, to hear that the 5/4 in the beginning, where it's divided like 3 + 2, and then 2 + 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then it begins from the top. It's just... yeah, it's magical. Love those type of things. When you get to hear some interesting, yeah, Bellheart, Last Dive. There's so many great songs in there. And I'm also streaming a Silksong if you want to join in on the adventure. Yeah, Pilewater, yeah. All of the tracks, they are magical. But I've particularly stuck with the choral chambers just because I love the piano. And yeah, just love that. That's also quite interesting. It's just like 6/8, but it's divided in a very specific and cool way. That's just so great. I bet, Olivia. I'm having a real hard time with some of the bosses. Did you join in on any of my live streams on Silksong? Like the Splinter Spider. Or what was the name of the boss? Splinter's sister. In Silksong. That was a quite hard boss. I think I like destroyed the controller. the rubber on one of the thumb controls for the controller got kind of wrecked after that session. Yeah. So check those out. I still leave some of the VODs of my gameplay live streams up on my channel. If you check the playlists, go to my like YouTube homepage, just youtube.com/Mattias Holmgren, and there, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see a playlist for the different, or you can click the playlists tab there, and then you'll find my different playlist for Bloodborne, Silksong playthrough, Clair Obscur playthrough, Dark Souls 3. We're also doing a little bit of that. Yeah, let's continue listening to this Sightless Shepherd track. Lovely rhythm. Yeah, so it's more of like an electronic boss track, I guess, this one. But it's really cool to hear the guitar rhythm in there. A real banger. I have no idea what kind of instrument this is. I know a lot of instruments, but I can't really pinpoint what kind of instrument this is. I see that this track is featuring Sam Gendel. I guess that he's playing this solo. Am I right? Let me know here in the comments. I don't know, I really like a green padded City of Tears and also Soul Sanctum. Feels better, it might just be having listened and spent more time with Hollow Knight and its original soundtrack though. Yeah, it's definitely, it always becomes nostalgic when you really like a game and you have a really a profound game experience. You definitely recall that soundtrack. I think it's the same. It's the same for me with like Skyrim and yeah, some of those older games. Zelda, Super Metroid. Yeah, Chrono Trigger. There's a lot of games. Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7. You treasure those. It's like nostalgic memories, but also great melodies, of course. Now I hear it's a saxophone. Definitely in this area. It was a bit harder to hear earlier on when the solo began. He's playing really a bit weird. Yeah, so that was the Sightless Shepherd from Hades 2. Again, love the rhythms in the soundtrack. Really cool. Vibing going on. Okay, so I don't think we can cover like every track from this soundtrack. There's too many tracks to cover in a single live stream. And both me and you are going to get tired from listening to the whole soundtrack. So let me know here your favorite tracks from the soundtrack. I'll post a link here to the playlist I'm using. And you can let me know if there's any tracks below that you want me to listen to here tonight. That's I'm looking for a cinematic track. Someone said there's cinematic tracks in this soundtrack. Olympus Aflame. Okay, that's an obvious one. Gonna look that one up. And Wrath of Olympus. Olympus Aflame, next up. Sounds like something from like a James Bond movie. I'm Bond. James Bond. Definitely sounds like that. Okay. Whoa. Man, I don't know about you, but if you're listening on headphones, just listen to the massiveness of those stabs. The orchestral stabs on the horns. Man, they really cover the whole frequency spectrum. At least in my cans. Ah, okay. That makes sense, Yelty. Alston Wintry apparently helped with the orchestral pieces. That definitely makes sense because if you listen to Alston Wintry soundtracks like Sword of the Sea, basically any of his past soundtracks, he has always playfulness in his orchestral arrangements. Journey. Really love that soundtrack. Great game too. Really love that one. Yeah, I love all the most compositions from Alston Wintry. He's a really great guy and composer. And we have the theremin in the background. Man, it sounds so alive. The orchestra arrangement here sounds so alive and breathing. Just love this track. Thanks so much for recommending this one. Really a favorite from the soundtrack. And as always, another 7/8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, dun 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 bum 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 bum. And it's always refreshing. 7/8. Okay, boss face. Still 7/8. Man, the stabs, the same thing with these like stabs, they hit so damn hard. I rarely hear like stabs in soundtracks that hit this really like punchy. Love that. Love how they mix this track. Yeah. This. Yeah, this definitely sounds like the opus, the climax of the whole soundtrack so far, like the build-up from all the tracks we've been listening to so far. The magnum opus of this soundtrack. Yeah. Really love it. The progressive rock influences and the 7/8 time signature. Yeah, we're gonna listen to Wrath of Heavens and Wrath of Olympus later on here. What a mighty track. Olympus Aflame. Yeah. Totally added to my favorites. Thumbs up. Great track. Time Belongs to Us. Yeah, I'll add it to the list here. Time belongs to us. Just so you know, it belongs to us. The next track, Moonlight Guide Us, requested by Olivia Söstan. Featuring Ashley Barrett.
Unseen, hidden in the wildwood, sheltered by the dark, the Silver Sisters wait. The moon marks her passage silently, watching with the eye of night above us all, hiding in plain sight, keeper of the night. Moonlight, guide us home tonight in shadow. All are one. Take shelter from the world.
Anyone heard of a band called Arion? Also a progressive metal band or progressive rock band. This sounds so much like a typical Arion track. And I love it, obviously. What a voice.
Take shelter from the world above, in safety and in solitude. The sisters wait. Shades lost and ever wandering, stranded after life, a crossroads in the gloom. The moon lights your way through wild woods, twisting through the dark to find your refuge here. Be welcome here and safe. The Silver Sisters wait. Moonlight, guide you home tonight in shadow. All are one. Take shelter from the world above, in safety and in solitude. The sisters wait.
And ending on a major chord. No, just love this. This song was absolutely lovely. I'm a big sucker for melody. You know that if you follow my reaction videos and channel. And we finally get some soaring melodies here in this Moonlight Guide Us track. What a wonderful voice in Ashley Barrett. But if you haven't heard Arion, the band Arion, just go and check that one out. Because if you're anything into progressive rock or these type of flavors when it comes to the drum programming or the drumming here. Obviously Arion is using a real drummer. But the melodies here, the Phrygian dominant melodies that we hear throughout the soundtrack, it's a Greek kind of flavorish when it comes to the melodies. But Arion is a really cool, like a band project. It's one guy, and Arjen Lucassen is his name, and he uses a lot of like session musicians. So you'll hear James LeBrie from Dream Theater sing on some of tracks, and also Dan Svanö of Edge of Sanity. Yeah. And Russell Allen from Symphony X is also singing on some of the tracks, and you get to hear many of your favorite singers from like Magnum, and a lot of different bands. He gets like the best of the best into his project. So if you like these type of tracks and melodies, definitely check out Arion. Big recommendation. And by all means, if you heard Arion before, let me know here in the chat, and let me know your favorite album from Arion. Right, so that was the Moonlight Guide Us. How about we listen to Wrath of Olympus? Can't seem to find that track. Hello? Yeah, we'll take Wrath of the Heavens first, then we'll go to Wrath of Olympus. With the choirs and the deep male vocals, this sounds more like something from God of War maybe than the previous like Hades 2 sounds we've got. It's not as like happy or like colorful like the previous tracks. More a little bit ominous. More Viking sounding, Ragnarok sounding. Ding. It's a really unexpected part, this section, when we've heard like the poundering previous section. But really cool. I wonder where it goes. Man, I just love this more like silent section. It's really great to hear that they give the music time to breathe. Is it phase 3? Yeah, sounds a bit like symphonic metal. Less progressive metal in this track, and more like pure symphonic metal. Maybe a little bit of a Rhapsody or Camelot or something. Maybe not Rhapsody, it's often much faster tracks in Rhapsody, but yeah, really love it when they hit with all the full-on guitars and with the drums. Massive, just love it. Yeah, what a fat boss theme. Really love to hear like the trumpets playing the guitar riff on the trumpets and trombone. It's really insane. Yeah, Expedition 33 was is a really nice soundtrack. A lot of sweet songs in that, and it's a lot of versatility in the soundtrack. Just so many different types of like genres mixed in to that soundtrack. But one thing that really makes it stand out from the crowd is definitely like Alice's voice as the icing on the cake of the compositions. Just really lovely. If you haven't checked out the Grissini project, which is like a project that Alice had prior to entering into this new era of gaming soundtracks, where they cover like Final Fantasy and other tracks. I hope to cover some of these, the Grissini project songs here on my channel later on too, but what a wonderful voice. Enemy Floor, yeah. Thanks for checking out the Silksong soundtrack. Man, I had a blast with that one. Such a wonderful soundtrack. It's just banger after banger, and you're just like, I was totally blown away from the versatility in that soundtrack too. It's just like the Tchaikovsky of game soundtracks. It's such wonderful, exquisite orchestrations throughout that soundtrack. And yeah, I'm just totally blown away. It sounds very unique also. He has a very distinct sound to his compositions. And the playfulness with the rhythms all over the place, like in the Lace song, like we talked about before. What are like your fave game soundtracks as a whole? Hard to pick like a number one, but I always come back to this theme, you know. The Oblivion theme. It's timeless, endless. It's one of the most like memorable melodies, I think. Just love that one. And I also love like the Eloy's theme from Horizon Zero Dawn. That one's just also super rememberable. And I guess one of my newfound love is this one. Just love those. Choral chambers. Silksong. Just play the game. Tong, and we end the track with an anvil, the smith. Wrath of the heavens. Yeah. Also a banger. The banger, most banging of the bangers of the soundtrack today. 100 hours in Silksong. I don't think I have 100 hours yet. But I spent quite some time. But not 100 hours. I haven't finished the game yet. It's so friggin' hard. But I mean, playing Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 at the same time. Also quite hard games. If you play them, you know what I mean. Yeah, so we're going to continue Time Belongs to Us. Time Belongs to Us, featuring Colin Ryan and Ashley. Maybe we'll hear some more vocals. I hope so.
Before the dawn, only dark shrouds the sky. In the east, when the sun begins to rise, shadows stretch their gloomy figures, shifting until the twilight comes.
Yeah, so I just have to say it again. If you haven't heard Arion, just go and listen to Arion. This is basically Arion melodies, Arion melody. Really love it though, but I can definitely hear the influences. I don't know if the composer has heard Arion, but definitely sounds so. I mean, if he's heard Mike Portnoy drumming and Dream Theater, which we can obviously hear from the other tracks here, I guess he also listened to Arion. This definitely sounds like Arion all over the place. Even the vocal melody, the typical scales that you will hear in the Arion Lucason's music. So if you love Hades too, Arion.
Now, moonlight guides us starry-eyed and see all are one, the glowing moon and shining sun, the shadow and the light are two signs of a single golden coin that's spinning round. After dusk, when the moon starts to rise, silver rays to illuminate the night. Seas reflect her gleaming beauty, carried along the changing tides. Then dawn arrives, and just in time, repeating, all are one, the glowing moon and shining sun, the shadow and the light are two sides of a single golden coin that's spinning round.
Ah, lovely. I just love how this track is mixed with the vocals so upfront and close and really high in the mix. It's just perfect. Really love that. And again, this is basically Arion. Just take a look at the albums, Universal Migrator 1, Part 1 and Part 2. It's like a double album. Arion, Universal Migrator. If you want to listen to more of this stuff with this type of melodies and the rhythms and everything. Yeah, this is an instant favorite from the soundtrack here today. Just love the mixture here between the two voices, the male and the female voice here. Just amazing track. Love the Arion vibes. And for Alice reads, both companies are indie and make games with their pricing $20 to $30, with having like hundreds hours of content. So you can only say one thing, that these studios are masters of their work. Yeah, it's like a big to the big AAA companies. It's really fun to watch the like Steam sales lists where you have like Silksong, ka-ching, and also Clair Obscur. I don't know how many copies they sold only after like the Game Awards. It's like insane. I think it was like 200,000 copies in just the days around the Game Awards. Totally insane. But yeah, I hope this will make the like bigger companies think about their pricing when it comes to the games, because some people talk about GTA 6 will be like $100 or €100. That's like insane. And then we can see that also like with the Nintendo games. With the Switch 2. Who owns the Switch 2? I still use the Switch 1. My brother bought Switch 2, but I still feel it's like, what's the point playing like the games that you already own in 60 FPS? Yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't know the latest numbers for the sales, but I know that like Silksong has sold 1 million to 1 million to 1 million. Yeah, 7 million. Expedition 33, 5.5 million. Yeah, it's like insane. And for the price that they take for the games. And I think that like Megabonk, I think he gave back the prize that he got for like an indie game award, because of he knows he's not an indie developer. And you could also argue if Expedition 33 Sandfall is a indie studio, because many people in the studio, or at least like the director, he comes from Ubisoft. He knows the drill with this type of AAA, how those games work. And they also hired external studios for doing some of the animation, or a lot of the like game animations. So you could argue, is it maybe a double A studio? It's not indie by any means. I mostly feel like if it's an indie studio, it's like 2-3 people, maybe 5 people working on a game. And of course it also depends on like the budget. But I mean, these days you can do a lot with smaller budgets because you can use like assets. There's assets stores for like Unity, and yeah, so you can get many like game assets. And now with AI, it's also super easy to generate models or concept ideas for models and also the models. So I guess the gaming and development is going to rapidly increase in speed the coming year. I guess we'll see like a flood of games in 2026. And if they are going to be good or not, I guess you also need time. Because with time you get to think about what you're creating. If you're just creating something really fast, you don't have time to reflect on what you're developing. The same thing, I guess, with music sometimes. You need time to step back and reflect on what you're writing. And reflect on what kind of sounds you're using and if everything is working in tandem. But I guess we'll see a flood of games in 2026, no matter what, because everybody has access to these tools today. You can use like Godot game engine or Unity game engine and use AI to help you with the development. Yeah, Stardew Valley 1 developer. Yeah, he did an amazing work. My kids and I really love Stardew Valley. We've been playing that extensively from time to time. Yeah, so that was The Time Belongs to Us. I think we've come to the final track for today because I've been streaming for 2 hours and I'm starting to get a little bit hungry for Swedish fika. So what's the final track of today? In the Blood. Or do you have some other recommendation? Yeah, I saw some comment earlier on here if... yeah, you got to rest your ears too, obviously, yeah. The End of Time. Yeah, I saw some comment if I was taking requests, and in the beginning we were walking down this playlist of the tracks, and then I felt it's like too many tracks to dig into from the same soundtrack in one single live stream. It's too many tracks. It's gonna take like 4 hours to listen through it. The End of Time. I just love the drum programming on this track. It sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm 47 years old. I released my first album. I was age 17 back in 1995. Then in 1996 released my second album with a band called Embracing. The first album was with Nagelfar, an album called Vitra. And then, continuously recorded and released albums with a lot of different artists and bands and as a session drummer and session vocalist on some albums. Maybe we'll take a live stream and listen through my discography of all the albums, and you're gonna hear a lot of different genres and stuff. But maybe we'll do that someday. We'll see if we can set up such a live stream. And if that would be something to be interesting for you to hear. It's like a pile of albums. But then again, if you want to hear my music, you can always go to one of the streaming platforms and just search for my name, Mattias Holmgren. Or search for Gelheim. And you'll hear some of my more recent electronic stuff. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that kind of stream the beginning of 2026. I don't know if this is going to be the final live stream or live reaction for 2025. Because we have 2026 coming up on Wednesday. It's just a few days away, so we'll see what happens. Okay, Anne and Floor, you must be my kids' age. Yeah, I have a few kids. I have a son, 17 years old. He's playing guitar, and we've finally started jamming together in doing some metal covers. Currently, we're playing At the Gates, Terminal Spirit Disease, if you know that band and song. And we also play some of his tracks and some of my tracks, some of the Embracing tracks. So we're just having fun, practicing, and maybe we'll release something soon together. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I had a really fun experience here today listening through Hades 2. Really enjoyed the atmosphere and vibe, and yeah, I really love the band Aran too, so this is like right up my ballpark. It's not a lot of melodies, but it's more of like a rhythmical and more of a like a rhythmical soundtrack. But yeah, really lovely to hear the bazooka in there for the Greek flavor. Yeah, so I have a 17-year-old son and a 15-year-old daughter, and then a young rugrat called Alex, which is 4 years old. And you know, if you have 4-year-olds, you're gonna get up early in the mornings. So that's why we have this time frame from 9 p.m. to 11, 12 p.m. something to do these reactions. Claw out your eyes and rock in a hard place. Yeah. But it's late, man. We're gonna finish this track the end of time. I just love this so much. I'm a big fan of Meshuggah, which actually comes from my hometown. If any of you know of the band Meshuggah. And actually for my first album that we recorded with Embracing, we actually had Jens Kidman and Thomas Hake, the drummer of Meshuggah, that actually was making like the premix when we recorded the album. So it was really cool to meet up with those guys at that age. I think I was only like 18 years old back then. But they really put Umeå, my hometown here, on the map. Meshuggah. And yeah, I can hear some influences here on the snare, the ghost notes there. Really cool. Meshuggah influences. Yes, it. What an intense drum part. I wonder if it's Lewis Cole playing the drums here. Let me know if you know about that. It says here on the track The End of Time featuring Lewis Cole. I wonder if he's the drummer on this track. Yeah, very jazzy. Love it. Yeah, what a track to end the stream with. Thanks for recommending these tracks today, and thanks for joining in on this live reaction stream to Hades 2. And by all means, if you enjoy my live streams here on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Just click the subscribe button here below the video, and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on these streams when they hit, because yeah, it seems that a lot of people miss out on the live streams, but I guess it's YouTube not recommending enough. Yeah, thank you for joining in, Olivia, Jelty, Wolf, Vonsling, Anim Floor, Olivia, yeah. Hope you had a nice time. At least I had a very nice time here with you and listening through this soundtrack with so many bangers and yeah, fun rhythms. Yeah, Julia, Alistair Reeds, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Hope you have a nice evening. And if we don't meet in another live stream, we'll see if I jump in and play some Bloodborne later on here, or Dark Souls 3 tonight, or maybe Silk Song, who knows. But yeah, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you next time. Bye. Until next time. Triforce, Trooper, good to have you. Pa-pa-pum. I tickle your letters.